he got a heart valve put in and a pacemaker 10 years before. Other things were starting to go, the liver, the kidney. They were watching everything.
Doug Patterson of Camano Island knew that his days of fishing and spending time outdoors and with the family he loved were nearing an end.
He said that he really would like to donate his body to science in hopes that that could help someone.
So, 3 years ago,
He went to the University of Washington, picked up the paperwork.
he registered to donate his body to the University of Washington's medical school. When Doug Patterson died about a year later from heart failure, family members called the UW's Willed Body Hotline as instructed. Ex-wife Cheryl Patterson says the program abruptly rejected Doug's corpse because of his numerous medical conditions.
They couldn't take him, and they recommended this other place.
This other place was FutureGenex, a for-profit company that supplies cadavers mostly to private medical training and educational firms. The family thought Doug's wishes to contribute his remains to science and medicine had been honored until the State Patrol came calling last year.
They had found remains in the desert in Arizona in 2 separate places.
Yavapai County, Arizona sheriff's deputies near Prescott alerted the State Patrol that 5 heads, numerous arms and legs, and other body parts had been discovered at 2 sites in December of 2020.
They've arrested him for this.
Walter Mitchell, the owner of FutureGenex, who had personally taken possession of Doug's body, was jailed and pleaded not guilty to 29 counts of abandoning dead bodies. Cheryl says DNA confirmed that some of the discarded remains were Doug's.
What do you think about Walter Mitchell, that a guy would do something like this?
You trust him to take your loved one and treat him with respect, and that's not at all what happens. He's an evil man. I think he's evil.
We have lots of questions about how the prestigious University of Washington School of Medicine got tied up with Walter Mitchell in the first place. Questions the university agreed to answer in an on-camera interview, until a spokesperson backed out at the last minute and sent us a written statement instead.
It is not our practice to provide the names of other programs to donors, the university said. We discovered that against our established practice, our contracted transport and after-hours answering service provided names of other whole-body donation programs. We apologize for any misunderstanding. The university says the contractor, First Call Plus in Kent, is to blame.
But here's the thing. Families called the university's hotline as instructed after their loved one's death. They thought they were talking to the university, especially since the person on the phone had the authority to reject their donation. So, when Walter Mitchell was recommended as an alternative, they thought he had the university's blessing.
That really bothers me. For the University of Washington, who is like a respected, medical school, for them to be so careless, I don't get it.
Arizona police reports say Mitchell closed FutureGenex in Seattle in February of 2020 and headed for Arizona with at least 5 bodies, allegedly those that were eventually dumped in the desert. But there were red flags before then, including Mitchell's 1993 burglary conviction and his employment at an Arizona body broker that was raided by the FBI in 2014. Mitchell was never accused of or charged with a crime in that case.
Here's one of those little artificial tubes that I was telling you about.
Most notably, the university itself criticized Walter Mitchell in this King 5 investigation from 2006. That after Mitchell opened BioGift in Kent, one of the first for-profit body donation firms in the Northwest. Dr. Dan Graney, head of the UW's Willed Body program at the time, said this about the emerging multi-million-dollar industry of private body donation.
All of us in these programs around the medical schools of the United States have been concerned about this. It's always a matter of the next newspaper or the next TV broadcast that comes out that's going to influence people to say, I'm just not going to trust those people and I'm not going to donate my body. And at that time, we're in real trouble.
And that day is here now for the University of Washington, which finds itself embroiled in this case. It's not just Cheryl Patterson's family. We've spoken to 3 other donor families, 4 in all, who were wrapped up in this Arizona investigation. All 4 told me that they trusted what they thought was the UW's recommendation to donate to Walter Mitchell's company. By the way, I want to mention that BioGift is still operating on our area, but the current owners say that Walter Mitchell sold his interest in that company a decade ago.